have you been? I have missed you guys. Wow, it is good to be back here with my friends. Welcome to the cottage. This is a channel about crafting, mostly knitting, things that are just going on around the cottage, just some general chit chat. So yes, my name's Joyce and I will be your host for the next few minutes. I don't have anything finished as in the crafting world, nothing. But I didn't want to wait until I had something finished because I'm not even close to being finished to a project. I have got a serious case of just casting on all the things. And the dreaming just continues. And so I don't know what is going on. I cannot get it reined in. So nothing is finished. But I have a lot to talk about. And so we're just going to jump right in. The last time I left you, I'm not sure if I told you that I was going to Iceland or not. I cannot remember. But we did go to Iceland. My daughter and I took the two granddaughters and went with my niece and her friend, and we all went to Iceland, and we had the best time. Oh my lands, I love that country. It was cold. Going in the winter, that was intentional because we wanted to see the ice caves, and I wanted to experience wearing all the knitwear, all the knit things. And I don't know that you can do that in the summer. I don't know how cold it gets in the summer. I'm going to show how little I know. But we needed it this go around. Let me tell you, it was freezing. One night, I called my sister. I was out in Reykjavik doing a little bit of last minute shopping. And so I was walking back to that little apartment that we had rented. And so I called my sister. I just thought it would be fun to talk to her. And it was so cold that I could hardly talk. I didn't know how cold it was. So when I got back to the house, I looked up and it was 22 with the wind chill 16. Now where I'm from, that's cold. And so I texted her and I said, no wonder I couldn't talk. It was just like with the wind chill and everything. And I gave her the numbers. And so that was cold. And I was like triple layered. We had gotten back from the ice caves earlier, so I had like my snow pants on, a pair of pants and base layer, same with top, a hat and my hood, like a pair of gloves and a pair of mittens over top of the gloves. So I mean, I was serious. I had a scarf on. I was dressed for it. My snow boots, 2 pairs of socks, maybe even 3. I don't know. But it was cold. But it was worth every minute. Another reason we went this time of the year was because we wanted to see the Northern Lights. We wanted to have a chance to see the Northern Lights. And we did. Oh my goodness. So, it was everything we had hoped for. Everything we had hoped for. I'm going to show you something real quick, just so I can get it out of my way. I'm going to set my cup over here. I am there. Okay, so I'm doing book bag first because book bag leads to this. Typically, I don't start with book bags. That's usually something I leave to the very end. But I'm going to go ahead and jump in because I've got to show you how cool this is. And it all ties in with Iceland, so bear with me. I think I've told you before that I do this once upon a book club. I'm very unorganized today. It's been a while. So anyway, every month I get a box from Once Upon a Book Club. And then when you open it, you have your book for the month. And, okay, let me see. Okay, you get your book for the month, and then there's little gifts in it, and as you get to certain pages, it'll say open gift, and so then you'll go to that gift. It's really a fun concept, a really fun idea. So I got back from Iceland, and this book for February was in the mail. I think it's February. I'm kind of off. Anyway, this book was in the mail. And with the glare. Okay, so it's Kristin Hannah's The Great Alone. This book is amazing. Let me tell you, I am not one that likes to cry when I read. So I have read several of her books and I have cried. And, you know, I go to the movies and I read books to escape real life. So the last thing I want to do is to be sad or to cry. But this was the book club of the month, so I thought, okay, I'm going to read it. I could not put it down. It is about a family, and, excuse me, the dad is suffering from PTSD. And anyway, they move around a bit, and so they're settling in Alaska. And it is so good. I don't want to tell you a lot because I don't want to give anything away. There are a lot of twists and turns, but it is a very good read. I literally could not put it down. There's the mother, the father, and the daughter, the little girl. I cannot remember. I think the little girl's junior high-ish age when they move, and so I would guess she would be the main character, but it really is a story about all of them. Very good book. Okay, so Alaska, Northern Lights. Iceland, Northern Lights. One of the gifts to this was this painting. Now, I've framed it. It was just a mat of painting, and I hope you can see this. Was a painting, and this is supposed to be the Northern Lights. How cool is that? I mean, when I unrolled this and saw what they were depicting, I just thought, you know what? Life. I mean, just how things fit together sometimes blows me away. But anyway, this came while I was gone, viewing the Northern Lights, and I come back, start reading this book, and unwrap one of the presents, and it's this. So I've gotten it framed, and I'm going to hang it. I think I'm hanging it, I don't know. I want to hang it in my bedroom because I've got a lot of really sentimental things up there, but then it would be pretty on this wall too. I don't know, but that's going to get hung. Now, the Northern Lights that we saw were not this vibrant. There were a lot of the greens and the blues, maybe a little bit of this pinkish color. It wasn't a burst like this, but it was definitely something to behold. Oh, my lands. It was so freezing cold that night. We had waited out and waited out. You know, you have to take this bus out into no man's land. And it's midnight, you're tired, and we hadn't even adjusted to the jet lag yet, and so we were freezing to death. And I think everybody had just about got back on the bus to go back. We had just given up. And then our guide comes back on and he goes, get off the bus, get off the bus, get off the bus. So we're all just flying off the bus. And just to see it, oh, no words, no words. It was amazing. And so we got to see that, and I just thought this was so special, so I wanted to share that with you. So that was in my book bag. And then another book that I read, and this was mindless reading, my kind of book. I love mindless reading, and this was another book club book mystery book box that I subscribed to. It's Julia's Book Bag on Instagram, but this is the HYGGE Holiday, and so in the light there, and it was just a fun mindless read. I mean, there's no need to even explain to you what it's about, other than if you just want a cozy, comfy read that you just don't have to put any effort into, but it just leaves you with a feel-good feeling. This is a good book. And she had some fun prizes in that. I'll probably do hers again. I just love that. I guess I love gifts. I love to give gifts. And so then when you get this little box in the mail once a month, and 9 times out of 10, they're not treasures, but every now and then you get a treasure. And so it's just fun for me. But that is my book bag this month. I'm trying not to knock my setup off here. I'm telling you, it has been, having not done it for so long, it has been a real feat to get ready for all of this today. So since I didn't have much to show you in the line of out of my bags, I thought I'd wear something. I've worn this before on the show, but this is the cabled yoke pullover, and it's by Nora Vaughn. Let me check to make sure that's right. And in this little setup that I've got here, I don't have my readers, so please bear with me. But I want to check and make sure that that's right. It is on my project page in Ravelry, so if you'll go to Ruby Moss Cottage. Okay, this was the original one. I am not one for turtlenecks, so I cut my, I ended mine. This is big on me, but I like it that way. I do think, I was just thinking this morning when I put this on, I love this yarn. So I had to go to my project page to see. It's the Queensland Kathmandu Aran weight tweed. And so this yarn, so this was on my project page in 2014. And here we are, so 4 years later. It is not pilled. It is just beautiful, beautiful yarn. So I think I'm going to make me another one a tad bit smaller, have the neck come up just a little more before I end it. Maybe put some short rows in the back. Right now, the way I wear this one, it just, you can't see, but it kind of goes down in the back. This, I'll show you what magazine that's in, but I just wanted to show you a little bit. The sleeves, I might make them a little bit longer, but I love this. Not only do I love the pattern, I'm just crazy about the yarn. So I'm going to order the yarn. I've already looked it up. I'm going to order some more yarn and make another one. But this pattern, I looked on Ravelry, and you can buy it. You don't have to have this magazine. But if you do have the Vogue knitting, this is the Holiday 2010. So if you have this in your stash, this cabled yoke pattern is in it. If you don't, you can buy the pattern for the cabled yoke pullover. Oh, I was going to look and see if I was right, if it was by Nora Vaughn, and I've kind of just lost the place here I'll put it in the show notes, and the show notes are going to be down in the description bar here. To speed the editing process, I thought I would start doing that. I thought I would start just making show notes, which I typically haven't done, and then that way I don't have to stop, type in, do all of that. But it's in this Vogue Knitting Holiday 2010, or you can buy the pattern, and I think it's Nora Vaughn. If not, I will put it, you know, there's nothing more frustrating when you can't find something that you know. I think this might be it right here. Well, it is, but it doesn't tell. I think I would have to find it in the, I'm keeping my grandgirls today, and so you're going to hear some, okay, not Vaughn, gone. Nora, gone. And I may be pronouncing that wrong. I am. It's gone. Gaughan. I'll show you how much I do not know. Nora got gone. Anyway, it'll all be in the show notes. So that, and then I was going to show you, I thought, well, I'll just start showing some of the things that I've knit down through the years. And I was going to show you the very first scarf that I've ever knit. But I didn't get it. And I'm sorry, I have a very dry throat. I didn't pull it out. So I'll have to start that on another show. But this is kind of out of my bags 4 years ago. But if you want a nice sweater, it's a fun knit. I'm going to knit another one, which would love to have someone knit along with me. So if you're interested, just let me know and we'll just start it together and have a little knit along. But which, speaking of that, I will talk about a knit along a little bit later. Okay, so let me talk about, okay, while we're doing books, I'll show you this cute little book I'm reading. It's a fun book. I love her, Iris Apfel. She is such an intriguing lady, and if you want a fun, I so totally embrace the wabi-sabi, do what you want kind of mindset, and that's a lot of her style. It's just freedom. So that's a fun book if you are interested. I posted it on one of my Instagram posts and got several comments because people were interested and liked her style and had watched her documentaries and that kind of stuff. Another thing about Iceland, I'll show you a few things that I bought while I was there. Their knitwear is phenomenal and it's everywhere. I mean, every shop, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work. But I bought me some Nordic, and I'm trying, okay, that's a better look of the name. Alfaslapi, I don't know what it's called. It's beautiful. It's like a tweed. It's getting there. It's like a tweed. I bought 4 skeins of this. What I think I'm going to do is, I have some wool, slouchy house socks. They wouldn't even, they're so thick, I don't even think they would go in a pair of boots. But they're wonderful. I wear them all the time. And so I thought I'd try and make a pair of those. If I can't find a pattern, I know it'd be simple to come up with. So that's what I'm going to do with it. And I'll probably have more. So I may make a hat or, I don't know, a pair of mittens or something. But I love that. So I got that for me. And then this is what my big purchase was. I brought this home for me. And yes, I've already worn it. It is so comfortable and so warm. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love it. I wore the one that I did make, Feathers and Fern, or Fern and Feathers, by Jennifer Steingass. I'd made that. I've showed it on here before. And I wore that there, and it was so warm. It's not as thick as this, though. So this is just really, really warm. But I just am so thrilled with that. Oh, if I came back with nothing else, I wanted one of their sweaters, their Nordic sweaters. So I did that. I bought, I feel like I'm just jumping all over the place, and I'm trying to, I know it seems like I'm messing with this. I don't mess with it when I'm just around the house, but I don't want it to just keep showing my bra strap, and this white is not my bra strap. So I'm trying to just be a little bit modest. I bought, I collect the little smokers, little incense smokers. So I got a beautiful wooden one there, and I collect the little nesting dolls, the little Russian dolls, and I got a cute little, I just really do the Christmas ones, the Santa Claus ones, but I couldn't find Santa Claus ones within my price range, and I really don't like the really bigger stacking dolls because they take up so much room. I like the smaller nesting ones. And so it wasn't, it was a lady, but I can pretend like it's Mrs. Claus. And I really cannot remember what else I bought there, but the memories are really not about that. It's just about the fun that I had there. And then if you follow me on Instagram, you saw I loved the stacked rocks and cairns, and there was a whole beach of them. And so I got to stack rocks. I got to teach my granddaughters about stacking rocks. And so we were there and took a lot of pictures there. It was just amazing memories. Got to ride out on an ice, oh man, my brain, iceberg, but that's not what they're called. Anyway, you know, it's right here and you're yelling at me. But yeah, we rode out on that, and then went down in the ice tunnels, and just beautiful, beautiful. And the people there are just so kind. It just, they really make you feel welcome in their country. Very, very fun time there. So I've done that, and get back, and I'm back for a couple weeks. And then last weekend, my husband and I just took an impromptu trip, and we flew to New Orleans. I had never been there, and so we flew down there at perfect time because it was cold here, and then it was so warm there. It was like in the 80s, high 70s and 80s. Beautiful weather, and I went to a yarn shop there. I've stopped in at the Quarter Stitch. Let's see where I can put that. I feel like I had to come back so far for the light not to get it that it really disrupts what I'm trying to show you. Okay, so that's the yarn shop called the Quarter Stitch, of course, in the French Quarter. And I bought my very first knit collage. I have envied this yarn for the longest time. Okay, so I'm going to, this brown, that's pretty true. This is called, I almost fell on my tea. It's called Pixie Dust India Henna. So that is beautiful. And then I got this to go with it. Now this is blowing out. It's called Pixie Dust Golden White. And I'm going to try and get this to where it doesn't blow out as much. But you can see the gold stellina mixed in with that. These two together are just to die for. I wish I'll post some pictures of her whole collection that she had there, but I wish I had picked up more, but I was trying to be good because I knew that I'd already seen other things that I wanted, but I just love this. So this is the very first knit collage I've ever gotten, and if you are interested in it, definitely get some. You will not regret it. It is everything you ever thought it would be. And the Quarter Stitch sells it. Other places online do, but you could call them or you can email them. I don't know if you can hear them playing. But, so I got that in New Orleans. So, that was a lot of fun. We just relaxed and shopped the city and went to the World War II Museum. You know, my husband's a big World War II buff, and I like it. I enjoy it. I find it really interesting, but not that much. And so we were both really tired by the time we left. But it was nice to see. It's definitely something I would say go see if you were there and you enjoy history. But let me show you one thing I have pulled here that I'm working on. Other things I haven't pulled that I'm working on, because I have showed you at one point or another and it's not really changed much. One thing that probably has changed, but it's clear out in the family room, is I'm doing another Jennifer Stein gas sweater, and I can't even remember the name of it, but you've seen pictures of it. But I've got both sleeves done. I had knit up to about to my stomach and decided, again, remember my other sweater, the hem was flipping on it. Same thing happened again, and I put in that extra row that I thought was the fixer. Turns out it isn't. I did some research, and they said it's the tension change. It's this, you know, you're going from smaller needles to larger needles, and ribbing to stockinette. And so they gave different tips on how to fix it. So I stopped where I was knitting, left all that on the cables, and started unraveling the bottom. And I'm going to fix that, because I can't even knit on until it's fixed. It bugs me that much. So hopefully I'm going to get this fixed, and then I will be able to tell you exactly how I did it, and it'll save you from having that same problem. Little things like that drive me crazy with my knitting, and I just have to get it taken care of before I go on. Okay, one thing I'm working on, I'm joining in with Monique from Blueberry Fields on Instagram. She is doing a scrappy sock along, and it runs until April 28th. She has some awesome prizes that she's giving, so I wanted to get these things finished. So I just got this toe finished this morning. So these are just slouchy socks, but aren't they beautiful? I think they're just a little confused. It's like from here to here, look like they just want to be fall and winter socks. And from here to here, it looks like they might want to be spring and summer socks with the colors. So they're confused, but I love them. So I've just cast on the second sock. So I'm going to have to really knit away so that I can get that finished, because I really want to get it all entered. Now, check out these sock blockers. I'm going to hold the other one up. These are from Norway. My friend, the one who does the podcast KNITOGRAPHY, I've talked about her before, Patricia, that's her podcast, KNITOGRAPHY. But she makes these. She started making these from the felled trees from their farm. And, oh, they are magnificent. So well crafted. And then she oils them down with her own bee butter. Bee butter. I mean, that just makes you want to rub it all over your hands and your feet. But those are beautiful. And then I also ordered mitten blockers. The Selbu mitten blockers. But these are hand done. I mean, she is amazing. You should go check her out. Her website. I am just the biggest fan of supporting, you know, those small businesses, those handmade things. So you will not be disappointed. They're worth every penny. Patricia, they're gorgeous. So that is what I'm working on fervently. That and another thing that I'm working on, and it's kind of the same vein, is my blanket. And since I've podcast last, I've done like one whole row on the bottom and then started on the second row. not a lot, but I kid you not, I've got so many projects going on that I'm getting nothing done. It's like I'm doing a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit here. And then I'm dreaming. I'm just dreaming about all the cast-ons and making notes of what yarns I need to get. And so I don't have a lot done on anything, but this is as close to something being finished as we've got this go around. That is that. Oh, and I want to show you one more thing, and then really and truly, I think we're done. I've made a dear friend from the podcast. She's, oh, there it is. She is actually one of the moderators on our Ravelry website, the Ravelry group, the Ruby Moss Cottage Ravelry group. And her name is Sherri, and she's, Sherri, I have to put it in the show notes. I can't think of what your name is on Instagram. Kitchen Dye Works, something like that. But she sent me, she just recently went to South Africa. So she sent me 2 little pins. One is, can you see that? It's like a lion. And then this one is, it's Yarn Scout. It says explore the fiber frontier, because we're always dreaming together about meeting up and knitting and different, just knitting the world together. I really told her she needs to go to Iceland. The 2 of us need to go to Iceland together. But so that came in the mail, and so much other stuff has come in the mail that I've ordered since I last podcast. I just couldn't keep it all out. I had it stacked for a while, and I thought, I can't do this. I don't know when I'm going to be able to podcast. So I put it away, and I couldn't drag it back out. There's a little monkey right here with Easter chocolate on her face. And she's missing some teeth because she's lost some. But anyway, that is about everything for this show. Oh, one of the things we had talked about the last show.
It's not a show, it's a movie.
Okay, our movie. Okay, you need to go. Okay, our movie. One of the other things about, to add to our movie, I had talked about the last time trying to come up with a knit-along. And there were several comments left on the Ravelry group. But one that I was thinking about was called, it's a sweater. It's by HYGGE, I believe. I'll correct that in the show notes if I'm wrong. I didn't write all that down. But it's called the Easy One. It seems to be flattering to most body shapes. It can be done in fingering weight. You can do it, I think that there's the Easy One and then there's the Big Easy if you wanted to use thicker yarn. Check that pattern out and see if that's one that you all would be interested in. I think I'm going to knit it, and that and about 3 others. But I love that sweater. So again, if you would be interested, we could knit it together, knit along together. But it's the Big Easy, and I'm pretty sure it's by HYGGE. I should have been more prepared, but it had been so long since we had met, and I missed you, and I wanted to talk with you, and so I had this block of time that I was just going to make work, and I knew the rest of the week is busy, and then we're going away again for a short little trip. So I knew, you know what, if you don't do it today, it's going to be another week. And though you don't have a lot of stuff to show, you're going to at least talk with them and just touch base and see how they're doing and let them know how I'm doing. And so that's it. I think that's everything. I hope that spring has sprung where you live. It is finally sprung here. I mean, last weekend when we were away, it was cold, so I think that was our last cold spell. Where we're going this weekend, it looks like it's going to be cold. When I get back, I'm hoping that's it. I'm hoping I experience no more cold weather until next November. because I'm done with it. I'm ready for some nice spring weather. I love the seasons, but this has been a long season. This has been a long winter for us. We don't usually have as cold a winter as we have had. But anyway, so I hope spring has sprung where you are, and if not, that it will be soon, or maybe fall is just starting for you, and that's enjoyable too. So enjoy your weather, and happy knitting. And I have a surprise coming the next time. I've ordered some show pins, so they should be shipping this week, so I will have them the next podcast. And my sister and I are going to go to Maryland Sheep and Wool, so we're going to podcast from there. I think one of my niches has crashed our party, and so I'm excited about that. So we're going, I think the three of us are going to be going to the Maryland Sheep and Wool. We will be at Needles Up, just as shoppers. Let me put that out there. However, I'm going to have my new pins with me. So stop me and say hello if you're one of my followers. And I would love to meet you and slip you one of my pins. That will be exciting. So yes, Maryland Sheep and Wool. I'm very excited about that. So make sure you say hey if you see me. And I'll probably be the one acting like a fool, because every time my sister and I get together, we're just ridiculous. We have so much fun, but we just really act crazy. And I'm really reserved and quiet when I'm all alone. But when I'm with her, we just turn into different people, and we have a good time. So, yeah, that's coming up. So, everybody, thanks for stopping in. Feel free to follow me on here. You can subscribe here to be a follower. That way you get notifications when I do run a new episode, a new movie. And then feel free to follow me on Ravelry. Join the group. Introduce yourself. It's Ruby Moss Cottage. I'm Ruby Moss Cottage everywhere. Instagram is where I'm most active. So yeah, feel free to follow me there. Tell me hello. Tell me you saw me here. And it's always fun making new friends. And until next time, just remember to live life with intention. And in all you do, take it one stitch at a time.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I don't want to change you. I don't want to make you different. I'm happy with the way it is and the way it isn't. We fit like puzzle pieces in a perfect way. Don't go seeing raindrops on a sunny day. Oh, I don't believe that my world isn't real. I wouldn't take you from yours. I just want to find me some magic somehow. Oh, don't be a naysayer now.